I never knew that.
These are some of the reasons why we're doing this channel.
Wow.
This is why we want to rebuild families.
Welcome
to the J&O Show.
We talk about
things that we would never told them, Jay.
And I'm O.
And now you know.
If you guys are new to our channel, please make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure you turn on those post notifications so you can know when we upload, because you never want to miss an episode. Also, if you guys are new here and you have ideas for show topics, go ahead and drop them down below in the comment section and write hashtag next show, so that way we can easily filter through and give you more of what you want.
What you want.
All right, so today, guys, we are actually going to be doing a reaction video to Poor Man's Podcast. Shout out to him, but it seems like he updated the name of his channel. It's actually the Poor Man Podcast Reacts. Anyway, this video is entitled, "Why is Black America Failing?" And he's actually discussing this with another fellow YouTube channel that we sometimes react to, Playback. Shout out to them as well. We'll make sure that we link them in the description below. The title is not necessarily relationship based per se, but it's okay. Just rock with us, because you know we be having a point as to why we do this, okay? So I haven't seen the video. I'm not sure if hubby has seen the video, but I think he's seen a portion of it. And we're gonna go ahead and react to it and explain why, as a relationship channel, we are actually looking at this video. All right.
Yeah, 85% of African American women make 50K or less, right? So if you get with the guy that's a plumber or working at a factory, he's doing 50K, y'all at 100K now. Now you can actually do things financially. Now you can put money aside for stocks and do whatever, crypto or whatever. You can have those discussions. But if you're struggling every single day because you're by yourself.
Why is everybody talking about bruh, why it sound like gunshot? You moved down here to get away from gunshots outside the window, bro.
I don't know if y'all heard that, but that was like literally 3 back to back. Those was gunshots. Trust me, we know what they sound like.
Bruh.
I'm saying, it's just real talk. But what in the world?
We also in the South. It's not the first time I've heard gunshots.
I mean, I know,
but it's usually like it's usually on a holiday. Cause down here in the South, sometimes people like to buck off into the air. Bruh.
I mean, where we are, it's kind of like, well, we not in the country, although you would think so, because we got the animal farm next door.
Yeah, we do.
That's a whole nother story. But yeah.
Sometimes it's a mix. Where we are is a mix.
Yeah.
Some city folk, and it's definitely some country folk that grew up here.
Yeah. Okay. But anyway, that's not.
Wow.
Getting back to the point.
Wow. Normally I would have ran and see what's going on, but
we can't see nothing over here.
They don't be doing drive-bys here. They just literally be blocking off when they partying. Bruh. Whatever. Anyway, like I'm saying, weird. Okay, so like what he just said, you know, a large majority of men and women make under 50K a year. And it's very interesting to me to hear everybody talking about high value men and high value women. And that ain't none of us. Bruh. That ain't none of, why are we worried about what they're doing? This is not why I want to show the video, but why are we worried about what they're doing? Like, why do we care? That's not us. The things that they're talking about don't apply to you or me. What are we worried about them for? We have to live by different rules because we're not them.
Right.
I mean, we're going to continue to put out videos about like Will and Jada and all of them just because. But, you know, as long as you look, we're going to make it. But I'm just being honest. I don't.
Okay.
I'm going to just go.
Because you're by yourself.
Just
how are you ever going to build that?
You're by yourself.
Yes, bro. And like, if you look at the Asian community, they're doing well because they have family. Even if you look at other black categories of people, like Nigerians, they come here and they do amazingly well because they have very traditional views and they have a code that they live by, which I think is the most important thing. Like, if you look at Jewish people, right? Jewish people represent 0.02% of the world population. 0.02% of the world population, right? 25% of all Nobel Peace Prizes were given to Jewish people.
Quarter of all Nobel Prize winners are of Jewish descent, despite it being a minuscule 0.02% of global population.
7 out of the 10 richest people on the planet are Jewish.
Among these 12 billionaires, 7 of them are either Jewish or was greatly influenced by the Jewish culture. Which begs the billion-dollar question. What makes Jews particularly successful?
These people are dominating. Why? Because by Jewish religious law, at the age of 3, you have to start teaching your child mathematics and basic reading and writing.
As soon as the child becomes 3 years old, at least for a boy, we start teaching him the alphabet, what we call the alphabet.
For him to be considered a man, for him to transition to the next part of his life by the age of 11 or 13, somewhere in there, the man has to teach his son a trade, whether that be sales, whether that be carpentry, mechanics, whatever it may be, something that he can create an opportunity with his own hands.
The father is obligated to do 6 things for his son. And one of the things is that the father must teach his son trade. Trade meaning job. Teach him, a certain trade where he's going to be able to make a living for his family. Is actually a religious obligation for us.
And this is something that...
I never knew that.
These are some of the reasons why we're doing this channel.
Wow.
This is why we want to rebuild families. It's not to be sit up here with a I told you so. It's not to have an opinion on what other couples, what other people are doing within our community. It's not about that. We need to rebuild the family structure because that is why we are losing. African Americans have the second highest number of millionaires in America. But yet, when you talk about the wealth that we keep in our communities, we're dead last. That means something because we're not sharing it with each other. They're going to go into that in a second. I'm going to actually let it play because he was going in. This is why we're doing this channel, y'all. Like, I know I'm not joking. Like, I try to joke and stuff. I want to make the channel entertaining. But, like, PSA, we are failing our children because we're stuck in all of this damage we got. And I get it. I understand. Believe me, I've had a lot of issues that I've been trying to overcome so I can be better. I get it. From depression to being...
Bruh. Got a whole lot of issues.
But from depression to being just angry all the time to issues with family members, all of that crap, all of that, I get it. But for your kids, like, if we continue to go with this, I'm gonna just do bad by myself. I'm sorry, I love Tyler Perry, but that was one of the worst things. Forget doing bad by yourself. Find somebody that actually is decent so that you don't have to worry about being by yourself.
True. That's
the real narrative. That nobody's talking about that. Everybody's like, oh, well, this guy's a bum. You can leave him. You could do bad by yourself. Don't choose a bum. Don't have his kids. You knew he was a bum. You were cheating with him on his girlfriend. Bruh. And though you don't owe her no loyalty, you being in the midst of that and then deciding to have his seed or deciding that's going to be my man after he leave her, he going to do the same thing to you. All men are... No, not all men are nothing. You knew he was a bum because you was cheating with him and you knew he had a girl.
How you get him is how you keep him.
He's going to do the same thing to you. And then if you decide to have his seeds, now you a baby mom. It's very rare that circumstance turns into a long-lasting relationship or a marriage. That's a rarity. And we think that allowing our family structure to fall and die is helping. No, we're just selfish. And
this is why people like a Kevin Samuels, even though I don't always agree with the things that he says, that's why I can respect him and respect his opinion when it comes to what he's trying to do, because at the end of the day he understands the importance of the family being together, and so he's trying to help people come together and stay together. Certain types of people, basically the women that are looking for a type of guy, it's like, okay, well, if that's the type of guy you want, this is what you need to do for you guys to be successful and actually come together. So
that, and he's basically like, oh, you not gonna get that dude. Why? You don't look good enough.
Yeah, and
he's being brutally honest.
He is, but these are things that we really need to, like, we family, we need to sit down and really have these conversations with one another. What you
remember we were watching
Ultimatum?
No, the other one.
Love is Blind.
Love is Blind. The one person there that probably was the most financially secure, the one person that would probably be considered high value, the doctor. How was he acting when it came to how women looked?
He was very particular. He
And
wanted
then
them to look a certain way.
He found a woman that he had this amazing connection with her and would not marry her because she did not look a certain way. And she wasn't ugly by any stretch of the imagination.
That's true.
But being a 7 is not, when you're at that level and you're being approached by all of these women, you get to be picky.
And that we're going off on a tangent.
Yeah.
But we just, like Jay said, this is the reason why we're making this video, is because we want people to be real about relationships, about themselves, about the type of relationship, the type of person that you can, you know, get with potentially. Like, we got to do better. We have to make smarter decisions. We have to be intentional with the people that we are looking to be with, period.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and push play.
And this is something that we had in the 60s that we've kind of lost for university. But those men could create things.
Is that a dying dog?
Something. I heard that. That's
Yeah,
something.
it might, I don't know what's going on. Okay.
No, but like it's powerful to teach a boy that he can make his own money. Not only is he going to get focused on that, but the better he gets at it and the more he does it, the more money he makes from it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So from the age of 13, these kids already, they know mathematics and basic reading. Age of 13, they're already getting into a trade. What that means is now after World War II, when they get into these communities, if you need your door fixed, go down to John. If you need your car fixed, go down to Steve. So their money stays in their community because their people have something of value to offer.
Even when Jews are a minority population in most countries, their community presence remains intact. New Jersey, for example, is home to a Jewish community. They settled here generations ago after escaping the Holocaust. During that time, a leader of a Jewish congregation, aka the rabbi, told the followers to each pick up a trade.
Again, trade means like profession. Once everybody learned, the core professions, what happened is that people would only hire them. And therefore money was coming into the community, but it was really never leaving the community. And within a certain amount of years, this community became really rich. This is the Satmar System. That's what they're known as.
And I think there's a lot of boys in our community that don't feel valuable because they don't have something that they can create. So they're depending on other people for opportunities. So if you teach them a trade early on, they can create their own opportunity. And I think that that's extremely powerful that we just kind of brush over. So like by Jewish law, like I'm just bringing that up because they have specific codes that allow for success. You know what I mean? Like when I was back in Winona, we have a huge Hmong population.
Monk?
No, Hmong.
What's
Like
that?
they're people I don't want to offend because I know they're gonna hear this, but I want to say Thailand or Laos or one of those Asian countries. I'm not sure, but for some reason there just happens to be a lot of them in Minnesota. I don't know why they decided to stay there. It's cold as shit, but when I would go to school with them, if you're sleeping with a man, you're married. That's it. It ain't no talking all that back and forth. Their family will come and find you if you're not trying to marry their daughter after you slept with her.
Bruh.
This is what I'm talking about right here.
Yep.
This is why I say this all the time, and I be like, people might not like it, they don't agree with it, or whatever the case may be, call me old-fashioned, oh well, I'll be that. But it's a reason why things worked back in the day. When you have a moral compass, when you don't allow yourself to be with a whole bunch of different people, you have a higher probability of being with one person, having children and raising them in that home. Those children see that. They see how mommy and daddy operate. So when they go out into the world, that's what they look for, and you continue that. But when you break that cycle to a cycle where you are with one person, with another person, you sleep together, you have a kid with one person, it doesn't work out, you go someplace else, you have a kid with another person, it doesn't work out. That is what you're teaching your children, that it's okay to do, even if you don't tell them that.
Yep.
Children pay attention to what you do more than what you say. Yes, they listen to what you say to a certain extent, but when they get older, they're going to fall back on behaviors that they saw in their household. And we talk about this all the time as far as having accountability, like having people check your people. What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know. Oh, you talking about when people vetting?
Yes, vetting. There you
Yeah.
go. You know, like he just said, back in the day, if a woman in that culture was sleeping with somebody, she was married to him. And if she wasn't married to him and they happened to sleep together, the family went hunting for him. Because you're not just about to take something that's so precious from our daughter and just leave her high and dry. No, sir. No, ma'am. No, because in order for you to get the
Walls.
thank you, there needs to be a serious level of commitment, because that is a serious commitment and act that you are creating. But anyway, I digress and go back.
Oh,
sorry.
I mean, because it's only a few minutes left.
Oh, okay.
So I was gonna end it, but I just want to say,
good video.
All of this, yes. And me and her are probably gonna finish watching it after we get off camera. But I just want to say, this is why the family structure is important. You can't have these things they're talking about without men. Obviously, you can't have the things they're talking about without women.
Right.
Like there has to be community. You can't go and hunt nobody and it's a bunch of women trying to hunt down some dude, bro. It's not gonna go right. That ain't gonna, unless you real hood and all of y'all box. and there are very few crowds of women that's like that.
Yeah.
So you can't just be a bunch of single women doing that, and you can't be a bunch of dudes because you ain't gonna have no kids. You gotta have the woman to carry them. So there is a community that is necessary, and they were able to pull a lot of this stuff off because they have community. The same thing with it was a bunch of families that made a community to be successful. In order for us as a people to be successful, we have to be a community.
Yes, because people are your most valuable resources.
Yep.
That's it. We done. I'm gonna leave on what she just said. It was fire. Like, comment, share, subscribe, pass around the offering plate. We love you. Stay safe. Peace.
Press the off button.